This is I-94 today, but beneath it once stood an undivided community. Welcome to Rondo, where the vibrant heart of St. Paul's thriving black community, where resilience, culture, and unity shaped everyday life. In the 1950s, Rondo was home to prominent black-owned businesses such as Joe's Grocery Store, Butler Drugstore, and the Elks Lounge. Many families and entrepreneurs moved to Rondo seeking economic opportunity, community support, and a safe haven from racial segregation in housing elsewhere in St. Paul. Rondo offered a sense of belonging, stability, and pride where black residents could live, worship, and build businesses in a thriving cultural hub. Originally a diverse working-class community, Rondo became a sanctuary for black families escaping racial segregation and housing discrimination. Here, they found opportunity, dignity, and a place to call home. In the 1950s, Rondo was alive with black-owned businesses, jazz and blues clubs, and a powerful sense of unity. Barbershops and salons doubled as hubs for conversation and community. At the Holly Q. Brown Center, dances lit up the nights. On Sundays, the bells of Pilgrim Baptist Church rang out across the neighborhood. You might stop by Field's Drugstore or gather at men's social clubs like the Sterling Club, founded in 1918 to create space and solidarity amidst segregation. Children played in the streets, and neighbors looked out for one another like family. This was a world built on pride and perseverance, a world that, though changed, still lives on in the hearts of those who called Rondo home. According to the Minnesota Historical Society records, Mr. Marvin Anderson recalled walking on Rondo where small businesses were seen. He could see people getting in their cars on their way to work or social events. He remembered how it was such a wonderful way to create a community due to the close proximity to each other. However, when the freeway was built, it severed that connection, disrupting the way people could see and interacting with one another. Another story, Miss Debbie Gilbreth Montgomery recalled that the Rondo community functioned as a close-knit village where everyone looked out for one another. She described how children were disciplined not only by their families but also by neighbors. If they misbehaved or showed disrespect to elders, by the time they returned home, they had often already faced multiple reprimands. Montgomery emphasized the strong sense of unity in the neighborhood where residents, regardless of race, shared necessities like eggs or milk. It was supportive and caring environment built on mutual concern for each other's well-being and success. The Highway 94 Federal Act has been passed. The journey has been long, beginning with the 1956 Federal Aid Highway Act, a national vision to connect America through a comprehensive interstate system. Locally, city planners in St. Paul have worked in coordination with the Minnesota Department of Transportation, abbreviated as MnDOT, and the Federal Highway Administrative. Interstate 94 is set to be routed directly through the heart of the Rondo neighborhood. Construction is expected to begin later this year and will span several years. It will lead to the destruction of approximately 700 homes and 300 businesses, displacing more than 600 families. Though prompted as a symbol of progress, this project will permanently reshape the landscape and dismantle the core of the Rondo community.
The construction of I-94 personally, when we lived at 409 St. Anthony, which is half a block off of Western today. The building, that house is no longer there. But we were half a block from the Ober Boys Club, which that building is still there. My recollection is when we moved there when I was in the 5th grade. So that would have been about 1955. All of the homes east of Western Avenue on St. Anthony and Rondo, and I believe Central were gone all the way to Rice Street. So it was a big open space, but you could, in some cases, see the remnants of some of the buildings that were there. And I remember when I asked my father about that, he said, "Oh, that's a part of urban renewal," whatever that meant at the time. Only to find out then, some years later, there was a discussion about 94 coming through this highway. And then for me, the immediate or the personal part of this was I started seeing homes across the street from us. We lived on the north side of St. Anthony, and the houses on the south side of St. Anthony and on Rondo Avenue were being taken down.
Pastor Dwight Buckner recalled attending Maxfield Elementary School and experiencing his childhood during the I-94 construction in Rondo. Raised by a single mother, his family moved frequently, and his grandparents were cotton pickers from Mississippi. The construction led to the demolition of businesses and homes with little regard for Rondo's growth.
They were headed this way, and all of the houses and stuff were torn down, and all of the ground was excavated, and there were just big mounds of dirt. Me and my friends were playing on this mountain of dirt. We found a box of candy bars that hadn't been opened. And the reason why I remember this, that we opened it up and I broke one and there was a worm inside of the candy bars, and we threw it back down. It tore down somebody's store.
I do not believe the community had a say. A profound example of it is Mr. Khalik's grandfather, who held out the whole time and had to be physically removed from his home. You have businesses that are displaced and losing revenue, potential intergenerational wealth. Everybody knows we weren't paid the fair market value of our properties.
The interstate was devastating. It was hard to imagine that just a short time ago, my friend lived there, or somebody I knew lived there. Homes were taken, businesses were taken. It was fairly short notice. All of a sudden, I started losing some of my friends. All of a sudden, we had to go find a house. There was no replacement housing. People just had to fend for themselves. We didn't own our home, but we still lost our home. The next place we went to live in was not as nice as the place that we left.
Despite these challenges, Rondo's legacy persists through events like Rondo Days, an annual festival founded in 1983 to honor the neighborhood's rich culture, resilience, and unity. Drawing thousands of attendees each year, Rondo Days includes a parade, musical performances, health fairs, and youth-centered programming, serving as a powerful reminder of the community's enduring spirit. Former residents and their descendants gather to reconnect, celebrating shared history and recalling the vibrant streets once filled with Black-owned businesses. Highway 94 remains a painful symbol of urban renewal's toll on Black communities, yet Rondo endures in stories, parades, and poems. Its spirit lives in every celebration, in every story told. What was taken is remembered. What was erased, they reclaim. This is the spirit of Rondo, and much more to come with our youth versions of Rondo Future. New dreams rise from the ashes. A bridge of stories and design reconnects what was broken. This isn't nostalgia. It's design justice.